You better not be the one to doubt us. 'Cause we've been putting in the hours.
Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. The Chargers come into today's matchup wanting to find a way to walk out of the stadium with win number 5 on the season. It's the Broncos going up against the Chargers. With that, we'll send it over to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis. They've got the call in this Week 5 matchup.
America's finest city on about as fine a Sunday afternoon as you're ever going to see. Today, it's a matchup in the AFC West between the Denver Broncos and the San Diego Chargers. Hi, everybody. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And, Charles, we take a look at this Charger club entering play here. It's been all systems go in this first month. They're off to a 4-0 start.
And it's got folks believing that this is a team that's built to go all the way. You can't win the Super Bowl in September, but they're telling everyone that they're going to be there in the end.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Broncos, they come in with some fresh legs as they got the week off last week thanks to the early season bye.
And usually you hope your bye comes a little bit later in the year. But when you get a chance to get fresh legs back, you take that time and you run with it.
The first quarter of the season already in the rear-view mirror, and off we go in Week 5 on EA Sports. This fielded at the 2. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Carry for Amir Abdullah. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. Second down and 10. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. He's got time. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's third down. Well, it was second long. Now it's third and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
False start, offense. Still third down.
And I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is third and long. Back to throw. He's got time in the pocket. Now he'll let this one go. Deep left, and he's got it. What a catch on the sideline. A huge play there for Denver. 43 yards. So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. On first down, Abdullah. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. And that right there will set him back a bit on the offensive holding penalty.
And you know who you want to pressure after a penalty like that? The guy who just committed the foul. You want to see if he's going to keep his head down or if he's going to get his head right back into the game. I'd send a blitz at him right away and see if he holds up.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. They dial up the corner blitz that time, and it delivers to the tune of a 9-yard loss.
The game plan for any defense is finding ways to make a quarterback uncomfortable in the pocket. When you bring pressure from all angles, you never know who's going to get home. In this case, the left cornerback, right in the face of him, puts him down.
It's a loss of 2, now third down.
Okay, even just being nice, the last 2 plays were not very good offensively. So if you're the play caller, Was it the team's execution, or was it strategy? If it was execution, you continue to call the game the way you're calling it. But if it's strategy, change up what you're doing and figure it out.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And they can't get the long connection as it falls incomplete.
Pass interference. Defense.
Certainly some contact there, and that's why there's a penalty on the defender for pass interference.
So hard to time it up for a defender to hit the receiver when the ball arrives. Got there a little bit early on that one.
Following the penalty, Abdullah. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
One thing that really impressed me about Joey Bosa is that he doesn't sacrifice the run game trying to get sacks. This guy really knows how to hold the point of attack, great leverage, and then goes and sheds people and makes plays.
And at 6'5", 270, just a monster.
Absolute monster with a really high motor. Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
They'll run here. Abdullah. And Abdullah lost the football. And picked up by the Chargers. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. And without a doubt, not the way they pictured that opening. Now Brandon McManus for the Bronco field goal. From the right hash and call it an even 50 yards. And McManus able to put it through. And the Broncos, the first to grace the scoreboard. It's 3-zip. A little bit of a lower trajectory there on the deep kick, and it worked.
Had to do it because he had to drive it out low because of the length of the kick. Able to do that, got it above the defense and over the post.
And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on first down on the sack.
Okay, was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
And that's off the mark, incomplete.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. And they'll send the slot in motion left. The slot man in motion right. They'll need to get the play off quickly. Out of the gun now on third down. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to fourth down.
Well, if an offense is going to throw the ball in this part of the field, any pass rusher will tell you that's his favorite part. Gets a chance to get after the quarterback. It's almost like a reverse red zone. They can create points using their defense, and this time they take their man down.
A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And Denver getting set to take the field. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. A second down run for Abdullah. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. It's 3rd down, 6 yards to go for the offense. of the gun. They'll look to throw. Looking left side and completing it to Thomas. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
A short game that doesn't get them the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. So on now is Brandon McManus. He has hit from as far away as 57, but that was in Denver. So this will be spotted on the midfield logo. It's a 58-yard attempt. And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it. So a good kick there, and they wrap up the drive by putting 3 on the board.
And you know, let's face it, you're not always going to come away with 6. Defense in the NFL are just too good. But you've got to come away with something. And there, they get 3.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Looking middle, and that's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
In recent years, the slot receivers really gained stature in the NFL because they can do so many things. Yes, they can line up wide like your normal wide receiver, but to have that kind of courage and toughness to run routes in the middle of the field and become dependable targets for their quarterbacks and move the sticks, those guys are worth their weight in gold.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And this complete to Henry over the middle. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. And he's got it. Got his man on the end route. Complete. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion.
Seeing that play and understand just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice game right there on 1st down for them. Brings up a nice 2nd down for them.
And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
And that will be incomplete as well.
On 3rd and 1, I think everyone in the stadium thought they'd try and run the football there, but they tried to surprise the defense and hit something through the air. Instead, it results in an incompletion.
Back to throw again. Tennis is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Broncos will take over on downs. And he'll have a tough time living that one down. It's one thing, Charles, to drop a pass. It's quite another to drop it on 4th down.
And so many teams work on that in terms of locking in on those key downs. You know, I've seen that, you and I both been to practices where we've seen, hey, 3rd down situation, big 3rd down alert, lock in here. 4th down play, make sure you focus just a little bit extra. It didn't pay off in that situation.
Let's go! Green 39! Green 39!
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. They shakes him off. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield.
Now I have to admit, partner, that I've often thought that I don't like this rule. Where the offensive player fumbles the ball, it goes out of bounds, and they get to keep it.
That's just because you're a defensive guy. That's why you don't like it.
Yeah, you're right. It is a slanted view, isn't it?
But this is where, for the offensive team, the sideline is their friend. Usually it's not their friend.
Yeah, exactly right. I actually played for a guy in college. You know what he used to name the sideline? Sammy. Sammy sideline, and use him well.
Here we go. Green 39!
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against?
Neutral zone infraction, defense.
So that's the word from the referee. Neutral zone infraction, 5 yards.
And, of course, the defense is always pointing at the offense about how they drew them across. Flag goes against the defenders on that one.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Wide open receiver complete. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue. Back alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Bronco football to begin quarter number 2. And they've got it here with a first down.
Here we go now.
They'll set up a throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
They'll look to throw here. Surveying the field. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away, and now it's third. But not to get too overcritical there because he knows what he's doing, but his shoulders looked a little off kilter there when he threw that.
I don't think you're being overly critical there. You're just analyzing it, and he gets those shoulders right. That pass will go from incomplete to complete.
And drop to throw, and he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down. So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. This from 44 yards out, left hash.
Partner, how many times have you heard it? Pressure creates diamonds, right? But it also bursts pipes. And on that one, that's what they got. They got after him, and he was fortunate just to get rid of it.
Yeah, he just had to chuck it away. So he's been a busy man here in this first half. That's 3 field goals for him now.
Not just 3 field goals, but 3 for 3. So even though this offense has struggled a bit putting it in the end zone, they've still been able to come away with points.
And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. So out come the Chargers. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end. Now, that's the type of play that'll fire up a defense. Hold them to 1 yard on a first down run. It'll be interesting to see if the offense decides to press the run at all, or if they'll abandon it now after gaining only 1 on that play.
And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Here we go now.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's 4th down.
Tremendous coverage there. Just did not catch the football and complete the interception. But what do they say all the time? If he had really good hands, he'd be playing offense.
All right, here we go. Blue, land it. Over. I got him. On me.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And he comes back with 1 complete. Calling a gain of 13 yards on the play. And on 4th down, they're able to convert and move the sticks.
I remember in pregame when we were talking to him on the field, and he took his gloves off and showed us his fingers. A few misshapen ones in there, and now we know why, trying to catch those types of bullets.
That was a dart. Yeah, even for a talented receiver, those are tough to hang on to. And on 2nd and 10 now. Good job by the O-line. Quarterback had time to go through his checks. That's one you need to take advantage of.
A perfect situation, and they're unable to take advantage of it. When you have that much time to scan the field, you have to find an open receiver.
And they do stop him, but he takes it all the way to the 2.
Now, that play will end up on the highlights, and you'll see it all over the place. But what you won't see, the offensive line that bought the extra time, that allowed for the big completion downfield. Those guys made that play possible.
Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
And the avenue collapsed for him as he's going to be held up short of the goal line. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a third down.
Partner, we're into the second quarter, and I guess you can kind of look at it both ways. The offense, they've got to figure out what they're going to do because they haven't scored any points. But if you're the defense, you're feeling great about what you got going on.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Chargers. A great effort there. His fourth touchdown on the year. And the Chargers are able to make this a close game again.
But they decided to run it in and got it done on 3rd and goal. A lot of times that's a passing play.
And the kicker, this has to come out for the PAT. He can breathe a sigh of relief as well, right?
Although I don't know if he's really breathing a sigh of relief. I think he likes to put 3 points on his ledger.
So the Broncos coming out now. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Tough day. Tough sledding right there. And it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. Back to throw. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
NFL quarterbacks work so hard on their mechanics, and they do so much repetition and practice, off-season, the whole deal. They expect it to be autopilot once the game starts. That way it eliminates any type of pressure of the game, pressure of people in your face, all of that. That didn't shine through on that throw, though, did it?
No. A little bit of a dangerous pass and off target, too. That's caught inside the 20. It's a big play there for the Broncos. 31 yards. Great patience in the pocket. Of course, it's easy to be patient when the protection's good, and it was.
Yeah, you got to pat those guys on the helmet and say thanks because they gave him plenty of time to stay back there, survey the field, go through the reads that he wanted to, and deliver the ball accurately. That was really well executed.
Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down. 6 yards here to go for the offense on 2nd down.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good 1st down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on 1st down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
And as we've seen throughout this season, it's no picnic trying to score touchdowns against this unit. They're ranked number 1 against the run. But it's also difficult because it's not easy to throw the ball against them either.
They'll look to throw. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's 4th down.
I'm not sure we could spot any tendency here on this 3rd down. They could have run it or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they were unsuccessful.
So it goes down as an 8-play drive, and they cap it with the field goal.
Yeah, they were able to pick up a few 1st downs along the way, but they couldn't keep the momentum going all the way into the end zone.
This is taken at his 4. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. And now San Diego getting set to go. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and it'll be 2nd and about a yard.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
On play action, they'll throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. Shrugs the tackle. Nice. And they will finally get him as he's all the way down near the 40-yard line. The Bronco offense now set to come back out onto the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
A reminder, coming up at halftime, Larry Ridley will join us from Orlando with our halftime report. But business to take care of before that. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 15, just shy of the 10.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You get better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And look at the big man rumble. He's at the 50, 30, the 20, 10. And he takes it back to the house. It's a fumble recovery and a Charger touchdown. So the defense forces the fumble. They get the score, and a guy on defense becoming offensive there, Charles.
And you know they love that. Any guy on defense loves to pick up the ball and have it in his hands and try and score himself. In this case, that's exactly what happened.
He'll be singing in the shower post-game. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And now the Broncos offense, they get set to head back onto the field. They'll come out throwing here on first down. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. It'll be a loss of 10. And it'll bring up second.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. They push him back 8 yards that time on second down.
So, Brandon, we sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass. So it's 3rd and long, and defensively not a real surprise there in the dime. They had a quick little spin move, but now the Chargers are going to look up here and signal for a timeout. So a defensive timeout, chance to regather, regroup, and get set as we resume action. Returnable here from the 38. So possession goes over here on the punt. And possession will change here with very little time remaining until halftime. They go back to the air here after the INT. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit and it forced an incompletion.
And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here, he throws it away, and now it's 3rd.
Let's face it, you can run the route tree as many times as you want, get in sync, practice it, do all those things. But once you get to game speed, it doesn't always time up quite that well. That one goes incomplete.
And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So geez, I don't even want to let their guys get a drink of water. All right, third quarter, let's get to it. This will be fielded at the 8. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And this completes to Henry over the middle. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
They'll set up a throw. Deep drop. And right side, Henry's got it. And he's finally taken down, but not before getting across midfield and across the 45-yard line.
Defense.
And with the big gain, they'll go ahead and decline the penalty. And the offense lining up 1st and 10. And on the ground they go with a running back. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
That was a really nice play, be able to stack that one up. When they get back in the huddle, he's got to tell his guys up front, great job. They kept people off of him, allowed him to run free, and make the hit on the runner.
Filled the gap nicely, kept him to just a 1-yard gain. Eluding the pressure right. Then he'll slide down to avoid the contact. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
No, that wasn't an explosive run. That wasn't one that took it all the way to the house. But, boy, for a team that's had trouble running it the entire game, that's the kind of run they need, hopefully, to get themselves kick-started.
They're going to look to throw. Flushed out right. And avoids the contact by sliding. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up 1st and goal.
Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
And here we go on 1st and goal. They'll run it now out of the gun. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd. This will be play number 8 on the drive. It's 3rd and goal. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. An extra defensive back on the field here for 3rd and goal. It's a 6-yard carry. It does put him just a few yards short of the goal line, but 4th down coming up.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
They come out here in the eye.
Green 39! Green 39!
Play clock winding down. Now with just 1 second showing on the play clock, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. No movement from the field goal unit. They've got 4 full yards to go here on 4th and goal to hit pay dirt, but they're going to go for it. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's in across the chalk. Touchdown, San Diego. A great play there with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Chargers find a way to stretch their lead. And he puts it through. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. And the offense will be looking to get at least some of this yardage back here. It's 2nd and 12. They go with Abdullah again. And he'll get this one up to the 26. It's a gain of maybe 3, but it's going to leave him with still about 8 or 9 to go on 3rd down.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. First level defensive line, second level linebackers, third level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a first level run, and it was stopped by a second level player.
And defensively, it's a nickel formation here on 3rd down and 9. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back, because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from it. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
They come out here in the eye. Now a play fake here on 1st down. He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he'll get about 4 across the 30 to the 32.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
Well, partner, you might want to tear up your scouting reports a little bit here because they just broke tendency. 3rd down, you don't ordinarily see a toss. They ran it really well and picked up a 1st down. I love the way the edges were sealed, which allowed him to get to the corner.
And he swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. 2nd down following the run.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position. Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
On the move to his left. Quick hitter here. It's complete. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
Partner, I think that completion takes the definition of dink and dunk to a different level, doesn't it?
It does, and the defense was right there, kind of played into their hands.
Here we go now.
They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. Going right side here, and that's complete. It's a 4-yard pickup, and they're able to pick up the conversion here on 4th down. Fresh set of downs here. I don't know if I agree with that. I guess they don't care if I agree with that. But, boy, you have to be surprised by that, right?
I definitely was surprised that they decided to go for it in this situation. But they must have either felt like they either had a great play call on or they're trying to show extreme confidence. Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball. And that way, you often control the game. I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people that have to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll step away and come back to San Diego after this. They'll look to throw here. Finding time. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And they went for a big play through the air on 2nd down. Couldn't connect. Now it's 3rd. Oh, just play after play after play on this long drive for the offense.
Tremendous field position there and a perfect time to do exactly what they did. Take a shot at the end zone. And they went for the big play, just unable to complete it.
A 3-yard gain and enough for the first down. A long drive here. Play 12 coming up for the offense. Back now here on EA Sports. It's Charger football, and they've got the lead as well as we begin the fourth quarter. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get it down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short. See if they stay on the ground for second down. Well, they'll take that every time with a lead. First down, fourth quarter, getting 8 yards. You love that.
They will take it, and you have to ask the defensive guys, why did you give it? I mean, you know the situation. You're down, have to stop them, have to get the football back. But 8 yards on first down puts them back on their heels.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And effective running here. He'll take it down inside the 10. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's second and 2. The fourth quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out. Sometimes play calls boil down to philosophy. You know you're facing one of the top 10 units against the run in the NFL. So do you decide to keep smashing against them, or do you decide to throw the ball here?
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. A great effort there with touchdown number 3 in the game and 6 on the year. And the Chargers are going to add on to their lead. He keeps carrying the ball into the end zone, and in this one, he's sort of carrying the team on his back.
He's the reason that they lead right now. No question about it. And you talk about on his back, he's not minding the extra weight at all, is he? Carrying that just as lightly as he does the football. Yeah, what a great performance so far.
Those 3 touchdowns, it's got him in the lead. So now they'll try it again as they line up to go for 2. Now they send a man in motion right. Now they'll put a receiver in motion left. They'll send a receiver in motion to the right. And to give this time to the tailback. And he got it on the touchdown run, but he won't get in here. He'll be stopped short, and they'll come up empty on the try for 2. After the penalty, they only needed a yard. They thought they could get it across. They could not.
The right play, the right call, even though it was unsuccessful. When you have 1 yard to get, how many times
count on your offense?
Exactly. How many times have we heard a team say that? If you can't get 1 yard in this situation, well, they tried it, didn't get it. I still think it was the right play.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. A nice pickup there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the ball, as we just saw there.
He goes underneath to Abdullah. Give him 3 on the play, and it'll be second down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Back to throw. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete.
It appears that the pressure is affecting him today. Normally, he knows exactly when to get rid of the football, but today, because he's been hit a few times, he's getting rid of it a little bit too quickly.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. He's got time. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. Joey Bosa in there with pressure yet again. And that's the 7th time they've dropped him here this afternoon. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack...
Now a hit and a loose football. It's picked up by the Broncos. Was hoping to make a play there on the return with his speed. Instead, he makes a play for the other side.
Yeah, and how many times have we heard coaches say, you know, sometimes it's not really about those X's and O's we draw up. It's about those Jimmies and Joes. And when you have a punt returner, he's one of those Jimmies and Joes, one of the best athletes. He's unable to make the play that they were seeking, though.
Well, they'll get 16 yards there, and it'll be good for a Denver first down. Red zone opportunity.
Some think that teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
And they still need 8 yards for the first here on second down.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held them to a gain of 2, and that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
And brought down there by a pair of Chargers on the stop.
After watching that play and result, I go back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator, Brandon, before the game and said, how are you going to move the ball running it against the #1 defense? He gave us no indication, didn't tip his hand at all, so we have to see how this unfolds as this game moves along.
Ball start, offense.
I see an extra DB on the field now for San Diego.
Yeah, indeed. Now again, left side. This is Abdullah. And he'll push his way up to about the 14. Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to 4th down. Now Brandon McManus for the Bronco field goal. And McManus able to put it through. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. So yet another field goal to end a drive. That has been a very common theme. He's now hit 5 of them in this game.
Yeah, Brandon, as an offense, you hate that you've had to call on your kicker so often. But you have to love the fact that time and time again, he's come through.
Now the Broncos defense coming back onto the field. See if they can regroup a little bit. They gave up the touchdown last drive.
And you know, from our meetings with coaches all across the league, one of their pet peeves, when teams get down, a lot of these guys now, they want to treat it like it's a video game or something. Hit reset. Let's start over, coach. Out of the first 2 series, they don't even matter now. Let's play again. That's not how it works. You're down. You gave up a touchdown. You can't do it again. You have to dig in, grit it out, and fight it out. Reset buttons. It's driving everybody crazy. There are no reset buttons when you're playing in this game.
It's caught inside the 25. A big play there for San Diego. 54 yards. Now, defensively, they just don't seem to have much of an answer for this passing game.
Not at all. Look at the confidence that's exhibited here. With that type of a lead, clock on their side, instead of running it, they're still throwing it, trying to pick up first downs and keeping the football.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. And in this situation with the lead, 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line. The evaluation process in today's NFL does not take into account as much bulk as it does speed, and that's what we're seeing with the linebacker position. Those guys that can run, they can play at any spot because they can make plays on the opposite side of the line of scrimmage.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. Jonathan Bullard with a big-time sack on 3rd down. And it'll be a loss of 7. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down. everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point.
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him in contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that. Super toe.
Time for a break. We'll come back to wrap this one up after this.
Here we go now.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. This is a screen to Abdullah. Only 3 there on the screen. It's second down. So they complete the pass, and now they face a second down. And now they're in the hurry up. Out of the gun. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch.
So the D-line's going to spread out. They'll look to throw now on first down. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Their dangerous wide receiver. His second touchdown on the season. And the Broncos capitalize on the fumble and turn it into 6.
And they put it in the end zone, which was job 1. Now they have to convert. And then it's decision time, isn't it?
Yeah, this is what all teams go through. You look at the clock, you're inside 2 minutes, look at your timeouts, make that onside decision.
Yeah, how do you feel about your defense?